الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور انفسنا ومن سيئات اعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له واشهد ان سيدنا وشفيعنا وحبيبنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وإذا جاءهم أمر من الأمن أو الخوف أذاعوا به وقال تعالى ولا تقف ما ليس لك به علم إن السمع والبصر والفؤاد كل أولئك كان عنه مسؤولا. صدق الله العظيم وصدق رسوله الكريم وعلى ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. In bringing a conclusion for this week for this topic pertaining to the issue of crisis, although we can bring a conclusion to this topic as a subject matter for now, as far as the issue of crisis and challenges that will continue to come in the wake of believers is something that is inevitable, and it is something, although we don't relish it and we should not aspire towards it, it is something that we have to understand so as to create maximum benefit for our understanding regarding the various issues that come our way. As we mentioned, as far as individuals perceiving crisis as a crisis or a given moment as a struggle, an individual viewing it as such is primarily as a result of an individual following their very own desires and following the lustful portion of self. If an individual eliminates desire, that means unwanted desire, not healthy desire. Healthy desire are, for example, desiring that is halal. A man desiring his wife, a wife desiring a husband, having an aspiration to become a better person. These are considered desires that are within the rhythm of Islam and that which is good for every society. On the other hand, when a person has unhealthy desires that are, for example, instead of liking their wife, they like somebody else's wife. Or for that matter, instead of seeking wealth that is halal through methods that will gain maximum benefit for the society and religion, an individual wishes to acquire wealth through conniving methods in which they know that not only religion will be hurt, but society and themselves will be hurt as well. In other words, when a person takes part in the wrongful lust and lustful acts out there in fulfilling the desires, that in a way weakens the person. When a person is made weakened, or when a person is weakened, it can be adequately stated thereafter, when anything comes to the forefront of that individual, that person automatically begins to collapse. That is why Sayyidina Hudayfa, as I mentioned last week, says the following: that crisis will not affect you, and he quotes the Prophet ﷺ when he states, crisis will not affect you so as long as you know your religious obligations and duties. As long as you know your religious obligations and duties, whatever comes your way, you'll say, this is from my Creator. My Creator understands why such and such has occurred to me, and I will accept it. Yes, the person will grieve, but the grief will not overtake that individual's self or identity. And also, crisis will only affect you when you as a person cannot distinguish between haqq and batil, between that which is true and that which is falsehood. When those two areas become extremely blurred, in other words, when you cannot distinguish between good and bad at all times, then naturally, when you are afflicted with something, you'll never know if it is good for you or bad for you. Simply because you don't know whether you are doing the right thing or the wrong thing at all times. And when you do things in a manner of negligence, it creates a state state of ambivalence, a state of anxiety, and a situation that will come and harm you either immediately or at some other point in time. That is why Imam Ahmad gave some very beautiful advice. And he says, if you want to be successful in life, regardless of what you do, whether it is economic, whether it is social, whether it is political, whether it is talking about religion, whether it is talking about business, bring in it the element of purity. And he says, Imam Ahmad says, bring the element of sincerity in that deed. Once you bring the element of sincerity in that deed, you are automatically connecting yourself to your Creator. That means you may be going for a law conference, for example. On the outside, it may look like an Islamic event that you are going for. But you can turn that into a spiritual event by getting your mind focused on your Creator. That means when you begin to talk about law, you don't have to say the Sharia says this or the Sharia says that, but rather you will represent whatever it may be, whether it's a law pertaining to alcohol, whether it's a law pertaining to gambling. You'll begin to utilize spiritual arguments that will do away with every harmful element. This is the element of sincerity. When sincerity is lacked, then automatically pollutants come into the subject matter, pollutants come into the issue itself, and eventually you begin to say things like, yes, I know alcohol is not allowed by our religion, I know gambling is not allowed, but the revenue that comes from this is phenomenal. Once you begin to do that, automatically you are mixing and you are blending good with bad. And worse off than that is when Muslims begin to make comments like, well, I will not deal in alcohol, I will not deal in gambling, I will not deal in womanizing, but if others did it, well, it's their personal issue. We don't realize when others drink, they also drive. And we also may happen to be on the road. And a drunken driver again is not discriminated by saying, oh, he doesn't drink, so I won't bump his car, I'll bump another guy's car who happens to be drinking as well. It doesn't work that way. Therefore, the element of sincerity should never be underestimated. That's why Imam Ahmad states the following, and of course he has a religious basis for, like he says, the believer's heart never betrays in three aspects. The believer's heart, the believer's action, although can I add to that if you wish, but he says the believer's heart never betrays in three actions. One is in as far as the sincerity to his Creator in the deeds that he takes part in. Number two, as far as the giving of advice is concerned, whether it is to family members or whether it is people that are part of the community, the advice they always give is genuine. Now we have a very perplexing condition that occurs from time to time. And I witness all these things from time to time as well. I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse, but regardless, sometimes you see a senior member of the community, he'll be talking. Now look how smart members of the community are, ordinary members out there. They look very ordinary, but they'll come to the senior member and they'll say, what is your opinion regarding this? Whatever the issue may be. Now the senior member, he doesn't have time to think about it, because he just came into the masjid, or he's at an event. Now this is how you check it. This person has thought about the matter days and days in advance. So when he meets the senior individual, he says, brother, what do you think about such and such? The answer would be given, yes, I think indeed the parking lot must be done in this given manner, the school must be done in that given manner, the manner in which we should take part in the masjid is in this given manner. The person says, yes, I agree with you, I agree with you.